And we're back. Another UFC card. We had a week off the UFC, and now we're back. Arguably better than ever. Not a bad card by any stretch of the imagination. It's actually a pretty decent card from top to bottom. Actually, now that I'm looking at it, maybe it's not too fucking good, but still. Oh no, never mind. Yeah, I was capping. Never mind. I forgot there was a whole bit up here. It's not too bad. It's not a horrible card by any means. But let's start off with the first fight. This is a rebooked fight between Zayagamastalas Ramaska versus Nathan Fletcher. I went with Ramaska last time. Obviously, now Nathan Fletcher, he pulled out due to a medical issue last week or the week before. And I'm going to imagine he's not going to be fully recovered from that. I think he was badly infected with, I think he had a staph infection because he had a lot of weird, holes and shit around him. So his cardio is probably going to be pretty bad here, and I think his best work will be at 135. I don't think 145 is he's going to do his best work. I think Ramaska is going to be much bigger. He's a former lightweight as well. I think he's going to be able to bully Nathan Fletcher around on the feet. Then moving on up, we have Andre Petrovsky versus Dylan Budka. I think Dylan Budka is a one-trick pony and not a very good one-trick pony at that. I do think he's very one-dimensional. He can only grapple. Not even grapple. He can only wrestle. Can't do anything with his wrestling, but he can wrestle. That is literally all he does appear to have. Well, Andre Petrovsky can wrestle. He can do submissions. His striking is not very good, but he's powerful. He's got an overhand, and that's a lot more than fucking Dylan Budka does have, in my opinion. So I'm going to go Andre Petrovsky to get this fight done. I'm going to go by TKO. I reckon he could get Dylan Budka down and then maybe TKO him. So yeah, I'm going to go Andre Petrovsky. Then we have Jacqueline Amorin versus Vanessa Domopoulos. I mean, Jacqueline, appears to be a very good fighter. She appears to be the real deal. She did lose to Sam Hughes, which is not a good look. But you know what? This is women's MMA. And Vanessa Demopoulos does appear to be fucking bribing the judges. So I'm going to go Vanessa Demopoulos by robbery. No, I'm kidding. She probably will get a robbery, but I'm going to go Jacqueline Amorim. I think she's much better. She's a much better fighter than Vanessa Demopoulos. But she probably will just get a fucking robbery anyway. Then we have Gabriel Santos versus Yiz Ha. Going with Gabriel Santos. Technically 0-2 in the UFC, but that guy got badly robbed against Leroy Murphy. He should have won that fight, and then he was tooling up David Onama, who is not a bad fighter by any stretch of the imagination. So I'm going to say Gabriel Santos can get Yiz-Ah out of there. He's very one-dimensional. Gabriel Santos seems to be very well-rounded, very good striking. I think he'll eventually put Yiz-Ah out. Then we have Andre Lima versus Felipe Dos Santos. I'm going to take Andre Lima. I know Felipe Dos Santos had a very competitive fight with Manel Cape. But his last fight was just a horrible performance. I know it was Mexico City, so maybe you can blame the altitude. But he didn't look very good against Victor Altamano. I think a lot of people thought he got robbed. I can't actually remember exactly who should have won, but it was a very weird performance. Well, Andre Lima, very good kickboxing. It's a close fight. Felipe Dos Santos is there to be hit. He does have that shoot box move forward style, but I'll go Andre Lima here, but very competitive fight. Isaac Dolgaria versus Brandon Marotti. This is a fucking can-crushing contest right here. Isaac Dolgaria, this is a squash match. He's going to squash Breeden Malarati. Oven Saints Prue versus Ryan Spann. Oven Saint Prue is coming off the career performance of a fucking lifetime. He hasn't had a performance like that in a very, very long time. Somehow destroyed Canadian Nchikwi, who has a win over Carlos Olberg, let's not forget. But he was looking dog shit in every fight before that. I'm almost certain Over St. Prue is fucking roiding or some post-USADA shit here. And Ryan Spann is on a career fucking low. I think he's coming off back-to-back KOs. I know he lost to Bogdan Guskov. And then he lost to Anthony Smith. Okay, though, he's on a free fight losing streak by only 1K. Oh, he's lost by every way possible. Awesome. And Dominic Reyes lost to him somehow. I'm going to go Ryan Spann. I do think he will knock out Oven Saints Prue. St. Preux did look better, but I don't know. I think we got to realize Kenny and Chikwi is just a fucking punching bag at this point. Then we have Rongju versus Chris Padilla. I'm going to go Rongju here. I think he can beat Chris Padilla. Good striker. Obviously had a rough go of things in the UFC, but then he made his way back through the road to UFC tournament. And I think he will be able to beat Chris Padilla here, who did get a very good finish against James Lontop, but very, not fluky, but like, is he really going to get that submission most times out of 10? So I'm going to go Rongzu here. Then we have Trevor Peak versus Yanal Ashmuz. I'm going Yanal Ashmuz. I love Trevor Peak. He's a fun fighter to watch, but I just can't pick him. He's looked very awful his last few fights. Like, really bad, in my opinion. Especially against Charlie... no, what the fuck was his name? Charlie... His name's off. Charlie Campbell, that's it. He looked really awfully in that fight against Charlie Campbell. And even against Muhammad Yahya, he didn't look that good. He should have went out there and smoked Yahya in the first round, to be honest. Yahya is not UFC level. Well, I think Yanal Ashmuz is a very good fighter. Obviously, coming out of Israel, but he is of a Circassian background. And Circassians have good wrestling, good striking. Another Circassian fighter is... Oh my god, his name is... He's a light heavyweight. He's ranked. His name's like the Professor Azamat Mozakhanov. He's Circassian. There we go. Very good fighters, good striking. I know I'm not basing my pick on fucking Azamat Mozakhanov's success, but I do think Yanal Ashmuz is a very good fighter, very powerful. I don't think he'll finish Trevor Peak, but I do think he'll win a lopsided decision. Matt Schnell versus oh my god, man. I just had a fucking Joe Biden moment there, Jesus. Alessandro Costa is out of the fight. I would have picked him to knock out Matt Schnell in the first round, but apparently there won't be a replacement, but I would have went with Costa. Carl Nelson versus Steve Garcia. I'm going with Steve Garcia. He's powerful. He's a powerhouse. And I really do think he is going to knock Carl Nelson's block off. Carl Nelson is on a lucky run, in my opinion. Well, Steve Garcia is actually, like, impressing me. I feel like Carl Nelson's getting a bit lucky with some of these performances. Should have lost the Korean Superboy. You know what I'm saying? Like, just odd. Like, if you look at the matchmaking, I feel like Steve Garcia is beating a lot better guys than Carl Nelson. And Carl Nelson sort of, not fluked it, but it was a bit of a weird performance against Bill Algeo. Like, should that have been stopped? I'm going to say Steve Garcia gets this one done by KO. We've seen Carl Nelson get put out cold a lot of times as well. But fair play to him. He's on a good run. Then we have Jessica Andrade versus Natalia Silva. I'm going to take Natalia Silva here. I think she's the next big thing. She's looked amazing. Good distance management, good striking, good karate background. Good takedown defense too. She's just very well rounded. I think Jessica Andrade is sort of on her way out, if I'm going to be honest. Like, I think she beat Dern. Her last fight, was that who she beat? She beat Dern and then she beat Maria Rodriguez. But she's been chinned, been subbed a lot. I think Natalia Silva can get this one done. Jesus, wait, hold on. Whoopsie daisy. I hope that hasn't been moving the whole time. But yeah, I'm going to go Natalia Silva to get this one done over Jessica Andrade. Then we have Gilbert Burns versus Sean Brady. I was honestly thinking maybe Sean Brady would get this one done. He's a very good grappler. I do think Gilbert Burns is overrated as an MMA grappler. But the thing is, none of these guys fucking grapple with him because he has that jiu-jitsu background. Hamza Chimaev wasn't willing to do it. I'm willing to bet Hamza Chimaev is not a better grappler than Sean Brady. So, I mean, I'm willing to bet Sean Brady isn't a better grappler than Hamza Chimaev. He's also much more smaller. These guys are both tiny, so takedowns are going to be hard for both of these guys because they're both going to have to go pretty low. I think this is going to be primarily a striking match, and I'm going to pick the guy who wasn't getting pieced up by Michael Chiesa in the striking, which was Gilbert Burns. I know he's coming off a bad KO to JDM, but he's still a very good fighter. He's formidable. He's powerful. And if Sean Brady can't fucking take him down or doesn't attempt to take him down, I do think he's going to get put out cold on the feet by Gilbert Burns because he's got beaten up in a lot of his fucking fights. So I'm going to take Gilbert Burns to get this one done. I'm going to go by TKO. I know people say, oh, Gilbert Burns, he's not a finisher. He's not. But he's good enough of a striker to finish a guy like Sean Brady, in my opinion. So we're going to go Gilbert Burns, getting this one done by TKO/KO. He's just a powerhouse. He's more powerful. He's a better striker. Sean Brady's just like, he's got good low kicks. But outside of that, I mean, he was doing better in the striking against Bilal Muhammad and Leon Edwards. I guess that's something you can say. But regardless, I'm going to take Gilbert Burns to get this one done by TKO. I mean, this guy dropped Usman in his prime as well, let's not forget. So I'm taking Gilbert Burns to get this one done. But it's a close fight. Wouldn't be surprised if Sean Brady could just take him down. Nobody's ever attempted to do that. But he might get scared. Maybe Gilbert Burns goes for something and he feels how strong he is, and then he's just willing to stand and strike with him, and then he gets knocked out. That's how I'm willing to bet this fight goes. So I'm gonna go Gilbert Burns. But yeah, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.